Welcome back to the E&S Hoover Show. I am very excited to do this video today because it is with our new recording studio equipment. We're in the room that the recording studio is going to be in. However, we still got some work to do. I'm going to probably be adding some lighting to the room because you can see a little darker than I probably would be, at least facially. And we're going to do a little soundproofing. Going to put some soundproofing on the exterior walls and on the ventilation system because in our office the sound isn't the greatest. But otherwise, all the equipment that we're on is going to be the equipment we're working with. We got a high definition camera. We got a Rodecaster Pro. We got nice microphones. So I'm really excited that I actually have a professional recording space to work in from now on. And hopefully that'll entice me to create some more content. That would be great, right? Today, I want to talk about the recent acquisition that I made that's going to be hopefully a borderline home run brrrr, which is obviously a very niche word that a lot of people are using nowadays. That's buy, renovate, refinance, and repeat, right? That's the brrrr strategy. And when you do that, instead of flipping, the huge benefit to brrrr versus flip is that you're going to really mitigate your taxes that you're going to pay, right? You could cash out refinance and put a large sum of money in your pocket tax-free versus if I sell that property, I now have to pay either ordinary income tax or capital gains tax to the IRS in that scenario, right? So for most people in the investment space, at least the people that I'm working with on a daily basis, we try and do the brrrr strategy more. Buy properties that we want to hold on to for a long time. You renovate them, you rehab it, you refinance, pay off your private loan or hard money loan, whatever you're using, and then you repeat and you move on, right? And you pay less taxes. You still put some large sums of money in your pocket. You acquire a nice rental portfolio that you're going to build up, and hopefully your tenants will pay down those mortgage payments over time. And in 15, 20 years, you're going to be sitting really pretty to where you can refinance some of those again, or you can sell off those at some point in time and, move on with your life if you're tired of being a landlord. It really opens up a lot of options, or you can just cash flow like crazy. So if your properties are paid off, they're going to cash flow really well. With that being said, it's been really hard to find borderline home runs or home run properties, in my opinion. The last 18 months have been really crazy, and now it's starting to slow down a little bit. It's still a seller's market here in Pittsburgh. It's just less of a seller's market. You're not getting the 50 offers, people going 50 grand over asking price type of things. It's very rare now to see that, when a couple months ago it was the norm, right? So we're trying to get out of that and move forward. And as an investor, that kind of excites me because that opens up possible deals like the one I bought. So the property I bought is 2 single-family houses on one piece of property, right? It's actually one deed, 2 houses. It's a 3-bedroom house and a 2-bedroom house, and they're both in a good school district. And the renovation budget that I have for the property is around 40 grand. So it's not a crazy renovation. That's between 2 houses, right? So that's really just carpet and paint with some other minor work. Like I need to add AC to the one house. And I bought that property for $105,000, which with the school district and everything, I really think that the 2-bedroom house is probably worth, all fixed up, probably worth somewhere in the 120 by itself, and the 3-bedroom is going to be worth somewhere in the 180 range by itself. So it's really, ARV wise, is really strong, and the rental range is going to be good too. I should be able to rent the 3-bedroom house for about $1,300 to $1,500, and the 2-bedroom house I should be able to rent for around $1,000, maybe $900 on the low end, $1,100 on the high end. However, I just randomly had somebody reach out to me, and they were looking for a small 2-bedroom house, and they needed it quick. So I was able to rent the 2-bedroom house because it was relatively livable. I was able to rent it kind of as is for $800 a month. And so it lowered my income a little bit, but then I could put more rehab into the 3-bedroom house, make it a little bit nicer, and that should in turn help my refinance and hopefully help me pull out some more cash out. So I'm going to definitely break that down for you guys. But to me, if I'm going to be into a property for 150-ish, closing costs and all that, maybe after refi, you're going to have another $5 grand in cost. And then I can rent that for, $200 to $2,500 a month, somewhere in that range is going to be the ballpark of what I think they'll rent for. That is a very, very good investment. The taxes are low because it's in Washington County. It's in a good school district. I really think that once I actually get the final breakdown of numbers and I see what I did on the cash out side of things, I think it'll be a really good deal for me. And it's nice to get back to, being able to acquire some good deals versus I've been buying a lot of mediocre deals just to keep my contractors busy, just to keep buying stuff and keep the process rolling, right? So I think as you build up a rental portfolio, you're always constantly have almost like a pressure to keep adding to it and keep building. I call it a habit, right? It's almost like I'm addicted to buying property, and I am, but I don't want to buy bad deals. I mean, I'll buy a mediocre deal where maybe after I refinance, I'm breaking even on a property. I'm okay with something like that, but I really don't want to be losing money on a property. I'm not going to buy a property just to lose money. That's not really the rule of thumb that you want to do, right? You want to buy assets that are going to make you money. They're going to appreciate over time, and they're going to pay down. The tenants are going to pay down your mortgage payments, and you're going to have a really nice asset in 30 years that's paid off, or 20 years really that's paid off. So, with that being said, I'm going to do some more updates on this project over time, but I did rent the one house already. I mean, I closed on it a couple weeks ago, and I was able to rent the 2-bedroom house as is to somebody that knew somebody that I know, and that was a really nice little setup there. And now we're going to focus on getting a 3-bedroom ready to rent, and then we're going to throw it into the refinance pipeline, where I'm probably going to have 3 to 5 properties, including that, counting that as one property. I'm almost counting it as like a duplex, even as 2 separate houses, because they are on one deed. And I'm going to throw that into the mix for the next refinance and move on. So if you're looking to learn more about investing in real estate and brrrr, check out some of my other content. I actually have some really good breakdowns of, how to break down a property. And I'm hopefully going to create a lot more content here in the future for you as well. But always be looking, ABL, always be looking. Now is a great time to buy. I know that everybody's kind of freaked out about interest rates. In my last little podcast I did, it's not on YouTube, it's on my podcast only. It was an audio version because we were testing out the audio equipment. Sean and I broke down the interest rates going up and what that means for people. And to be honest with you, it really doesn't change much for people, right? If you're a residential buyer buying a house, yeah, it sucks that you're going to be able to buy less of a house for your money and all that, but more than likely, interest rates aren't going to be going back down to what they were anytime soon, right? Before 2010, which is when the interest rates went down to where they were, I mean, we hadn't seen below 5 interest rates since before 1940, right? So there's a good chance that in our lifetimes, we're never going to see interest rates that low again. And I think really you're going to see a lot of 10 to 15% ranges as being kind of the average norm that you're going to see in the future. So buying at 7.5%. I just did a refinance closing Friday where I think we're getting 6.25%, which is great. That's something that you're probably never going to see again, and you should be buying now. I mean, houses are going to appreciate, even if we do have a correction and they dip over time. It's still going to go up over time, right? Father Time heals all in real estate. If you hold on to that property long enough, it's going to be worth more than when you bought it, as long as you maintain the property over time. So that's kind of the gist of it. I wanted to test out the equipment. I wanted to talk about my recent purchase that I'm super excited about. And until next time, this is E&S Hoover signing off.